This marks the start of our tour of the Colca Canyon. So far, elevation unknown, but it is so hard to breathe, and I've been acclimating for a day and a half now. I would manage to take my sriracha pills, which are the high altitude pills. If you plan on doing this trek, I highly recommend doing that for a couple days prior to arriving, and you should be okay. So we opted in to go with the tour because it's a little bit faster, and also we may have to take an alternate route because the bridge that leads to one of the main towns, like our first stop, may be broken due to the heavy rain that's been going on for the past little bit. So we're gonna try and go there first off and figure it out. If we can't cross that bridge, we're gonna have to backtrack and go straight to the third checkpoint, which is the end. So that way over there is the first stop that we gotta go to. And then the end point is going to be down there. There's a little green oasis sort of area. That's the end point. But if we can't make it to that place way down there, we're screwed because we have to come back all the way up this path. So that landslide over there was the original land of where the indigenous settled over here, and their tribe was called the Tapai, something like that. But what made them come to this place, I don't know. Pretty crazy to get to. It's been about 40 minutes of walking, or 30. We are approaching our first rest point right over there. We are now bypassing the first rest point, and we carry on. Besides death hiding behind every footstep at the smallest of mistakes, the hike is not horrible. We are dropping down to, I think it was 2,100 meters is the first base that we're gonna go to and have lunch. Yeah, overall pretty good. I would actually highly recommend doing this with a tour, just because everything's taken care of. At the base camp of this trek, you do have the option to rent hiking poles. I think there was 3 solas, but highly recommended considering all these crazy steps here are just ridiculous. Not many options here. We're good. No fear. Don't look down. You're good. About some of the wildlife that are here. Besides the condor, there are pumas. On second thought, come here with the guide. There's no reception. There's nothing around here. Only people finding you are going to be people on the trail, and also there's various other trails that spread off from here, which make it a lot easier to get lost. So that does happen. You run out of resources or you're injured, it's over. Because this place is not forgiving in the slightest. So the good news is you can see the bridge down there. And it looks to be fine, but looks maybe deceiving here since we're pretty far. We still got another 1.5K before we arrive. And these trails that we're on right now are referred to as the Peruvian flatlands, even though they're a pretty steady decline. So as long as it's not like a 90-degree straight wall that you have to climb up or down, it's considered the Inca Flats. This is the easy day. Tomorrow is the hard day, climbing upwards on the upside. It's a clear day, which is nice if you're not bald. Downside, it's a clear day because I am bald. Forgot to mention, before starting this hike, Jersey, the tour guide, made us take a video consent of us accepting to take on this challenge due to the dangers.
Joven Mohamed, están aceptando hacer el tour, la ruta normal bajo su responsabilidad, ¿verdad?
Sí, acepto.
Sí, estoy aceptando el tour normal.
Ok, muchas gracias.
And because the bridge being broken and us having to return may affect everything. So we have to accept that, and also that definitely doesn't help. And the bridge looks to be good. So it looks like we are on track to keep going and hopefully have some lunch. It is bouncing really Really heavy. And these waters are treacherous. Good God. After a short rest by the bridge, making our way back up. I think that we were nearing the end, but after about 5 minutes of climbing, we come up from the bridge right down there to here with these death-defying steeps. Tomorrow is going to be absolute hell, considering we're going to have to do a straight incline back to the starting point, which is absolutely ridiculous because we just did 5 minutes of it, and I think I almost died. So we just crossed into a avocado grove, and look how giant this thing actually is. That's huge. It's actually the size of an eggplant. Here's a little grove. So peaceful. We have finally arrived at the lunch spot. It's been about 4 hours, and we finally made it to Gloria's place, which is just the cutest little quaintest place ever. This is the view from here. Just beautiful. Now we enjoy our lunch. And just like that, lunch is over. Good lunch. Pretty big too, and filling. That was good. We were just warned about a plant that if you crack the stem of it, it has some sort of white liquid on the inside, and if it touches your skin, it kind of burns through it, and you get it in your eyes, you'll be blind for about 24 hours, which is crazy. And the only cure that they have for it is up in Cabana Conde, the starting point of this hike. But right now, it's gonna be about a 3-hour walk, and we have to cross some sort of dangerous river before we get to the final destination. I hate this place. So apparently the first bridge was not the dangerous one. It's the next one that we're approaching that we're gonna have to take extra caution with, and it's delaying our trip. So let's just hope for the best. I'm gonna die. I regret all of this. We're at the bridge and this thing is shaky. Look at this. What in God's name? This is what we were waiting to be repaired. Not the other bridge, this thing right here. Good God. So we just took a little break and learned about some herbal remedies, and he gave us something that's supposed to help with altitude sickness. It was a perfume created in the States in the 1800s called Agua Florida, and essentially you just rub it in your palms and rub it on where it hurts, and for altitude sickness you rub it on your head, which is what we did. And let me tell you, it was not pleasant. It was not pleasant at all. That smell it's like a punch in the face. But then after, it's got a sweet smell to it. One slip away from this beautiful cactus minefield over here. Spend 2 days, maybe 3 even, in high altitude before you try to do something like this, because this is just not fun. As beautiful as it is, it's tough. On the upside though, we're beside a pankai tree. This thing, which in English is either ice cream bean or cotton candy bean, and it's really good. It legit just tastes like ice cream, but it's this like white, fluffy, cottony texture. A very interesting texture. On the inside is a black seed. Super good. There's the black seed. Don't eat that, it's super sour. So the worst case scenario happened. It's beginning to rain, but on the upside, we are almost at the goal, way down there. Let's just hope the rain doesn't pick up too much, but now it's just all downhill. Also, another note, this is the second deepest canyon in the whole world, the first one being in China, and this literally makes the Grand Canyon look like child's play. Grand Canyon is 1,800. This is literally double the Grand Canyon, but the Grand Canyon is a bit longer, so that's why it's grand. My camera died, so this concludes day 1. We finally made it to our little resort area, which is nice because we have a pool, got to dip our feet in. We're at the bottom of the canyon. It's actually a beautiful place. I was feeling pretty negative about this whole hike, considering I didn't know what I was getting into when I signed up for this. I pretty much came here just to take photos of condors, and I thought it was going to be a small trek, and it turned out to be 7.5 hours in total, and tomorrow's going to be another 4 hours. But yeah, day one is done. We're just going to have dinner and call it a night. It's 7 o'clock right now, I believe, and I'm done. So that's it for day one. Have a good night. Today's day two, and it is now 4:30 in the morning. We're about to start the ascent up. It should be about 4 hours or so, and this is supposed to be the hardest part. So yesterday was just the teaser. Yeah, yesterday we also started the day at 3 in the morning, so we were running on like 4 hours of sleep for that, and now 5 hours of sleep for this, so I'm feeling a lot better, but not looking forward to this at all. We begin. It is now 5:15, and we are 25% done the hike. That was the easy part. Now we're told to go at our own pace, and the instructor, Jersey, best guy by the way. If you do this tour, go with Peru Baby Llama. That's the company. And request Jersey, because he's awesome. And it should be another 3 hours or so. I'm already drenched in sweat. That's the moon behind me right there. So we're just taking some rest, but we were discussing that little shoddy bridge that we took yesterday. A little one went over that crazy river. So that was the bridge that was built yesterday, and we were actually the first people to cross it. And we know that because while we got there, one of the people in the front, when I wasn't recording, was still placing a log on top for us to go, which they witnessed. And this is the first time ever that I've seen locals record what tourists are doing. And there was one of the guys on the other side of the bridge, and he was just standing there with his camera recording everyone crossing and cheering us on every time we crossed over. But knowing that now, it's crazy. That thing was so rickety. Like I grabbed the handle midway on the bridge and it just kind of bent over, and I'm just like, oh god, this is not gonna be good. But we made it, and I think we're about maybe 60% away from the bottom. That's where we first started down there. But we're making pretty good time. Don't know what time it is now. I think it's probably like 6 in the morning. But so far so good. Also, we started at 4:30 in the morning because once the sun comes up, you won't make it up. It becomes like 25 to 30 degrees, and it's just blazing hot and extremely humid. Hard to breathe as it is. So with the sun on top of that and going up, it's over. Up there to that tree is the final destination. 600 more meters, and we are homebound. Hola, ¿cómo? Yes, sí, gracias. That's so cute. The kid asked if we were okay. Adorable. But if you had any injuries or couldn't make it back up the hill in the town that we camped out at, you could request a mule for 70 soles to bring you up. So that's good to know. Besides that, if you have any injuries prior to that, you have to make it to that base camp in order to request a mule, because they won't go back. They have to only come up. So yeah, pray that you're okay.
Vamos, Moro! Moro! Moro!
There she is, Miss Broken Knee over here.
Tornado.
Who?
Tornado.
Tornado?
Vamos, tornado.
It's a noble steed, Tornado.
Vamos. Hola, qué arma.
Fastest one too. Bye. Yeah. Thank you. Hola.
Amigo, buenos días.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
It's good?
Sí, sí, todo bien. Gracias. So friendly. These last few hundred meters though are extremely steep, and it's a lot harder to breathe. The last checkpoint at 3,000 meters gave me false hope. We are finally nearing the top, and these last 100 meters are excruciating. You can barely move your feet. My heart feels like it's vibrating. That's how fast it's going. Those trees are the top point. And that is the view. In the clouds. there it is. The top point. Well done, well done. How'd you get here so fast? We finally reached the end of the hike. Full disclosure though, this is not an easy hike in the slightest bit. Like, whatever you read online, don't trust it. If you want to do this solo, don't do it, because on countless occasions, there have been people that just get lost or go missing. People have died here, and normally people that get lost will be found eventually, but at that point, it's just like, it's not worth the risk. This is a pretty dangerous place to be in. There's also a lot of poisonous plants and other dangers that lurk here, and if you were to fall, who's gonna find you? It's not worth it. On top of that, if you're not someone who can run 5 kilometers a day, this won't be easy. If you're someone who has a recent injury or bad legs, this won't be easy. If you don't work out on a regular basis, this won't be easy. What I'm getting at is, this is not an easy hike. Don't underestimate it. Know what you're getting into. Whatever you read online that says it's not bad, don't trust it, because even the tour guides are out of breath, and they do this on the regular, and they also say it's not an easy hike. But yeah, if you do decide to do it, know what you're getting into. 7 hours on the way down, 4 hours on the way up. 3,600 meters. That's it. That was Colca Canyon. Have a great day.